Friends, neighbors, and fellow Americans, I have a bad news, good news story. The bad news is that the republic known as the United States of America is history. A silent counter-revolution carried out by a criminal syndicate known as the federal government succeeded in transforming America into a nation-state of global governance called the New World Order. The New World Order has been defined as a, quote, a world that has supranational authority to regulate world commerce and industry, an international organization that will control the production and consumption of oil, an international currency that would replace the dollar, a world development fund that would make funds available to free and communist nations alike, and an international police force to enforce the edicts of the New World Order. End quote. I.e., this will be a global prison whose warden will be an imperial oligarchy. The United Nations was unconstitutionally created to serve as the governing body of this global prison. In referring to the UN in congressional testimony on May 11, 1955, Mr. Carl Ricks, a former president of the American Bar Association, stated, quote, Congress is no longer bound by its constitutional system of delegated power. Congress may now legislate as an uninhibited body with no shackles of delegated powers under the Constitution. Our entire system of government of delegated powers of Congress has been changed to a system of undelegated power without amendment of the Constitution by the people. End quote. That is the bad news. The good news is that our nation's founders left us the tools we need to return America to its lawful foundation. Our challenge is to exhibit some common sense and to use these tools. We must begin by agreeing America's problem is that too many people have failed to recognize the importance of James 4:17, saying, To him that knoweth to do right and doeth it not, to him it is sin. And to honor this passage by doing what is right. This must stop. Each of us must accept that faith without works is dead, as is knowledge, and that it is essential we engage in meaningful action. This demands we have a plan, for a failure to plan is a plan to fail. The plan must embrace Midori Severi's advice. He said, quote, Until we abandon our manifold private agendas and unite, we will merely be hapless observers, standing at the bottom of a dark, deep pit, wistfully hoping to save the world, but really doing little more than breaking the fall of compatriots who are pushed in on top of us. Only by uniting in a common effort, devoid of subjective paradigms, will we be able to mold the human spirit upon which we may ascend to freedom. End quote. The only organization I am aware of that has such a plan is Friends of Liberty United. This is a no-nonsense, proactive organization having a plan designed to aid patriotic Americans in pursuit of the goal of ensuring all levels of government, federal, state, county, and local, are in full compliance with the U.S. Constitution, thereby restoring to the states and the people the sovereignty and the liberty guaranteed them. This was the pledge of 30 Republican governors on November 22, 1994. The FOLU plan was first proposed by the Constitutionalist Networking Center 25 years ago. It represents the thinking of Evan Meacham, a former governor of Arizona, Mr. Jim Thomas, former publisher of Media Bypass magazine, retired Judge J.J. Jake Bozell, Dr. Craig Dixon, founder of the American Coalition of Unregistered Churches, Senator Don Rogers, Republican of California, and Walter Myers. FOLU's website is at www.f-o-l-u.com. I urge you to examine it, for I truly believe the FOLU has the only plan with the potential to allow Americans to peacefully bring America home. To become a helper in restoring our republic, go to www.f-o-l-u.com or www.friendsoflibertyunited.com. Friends of Liberty United leadership is composed of volunteers who receive no compensation for their time and effort.